So, I didn't even get to say hi yet, and you just randomly popped in. My llama corn. Okay, can you at least say hi?
Hi.
Hi. Don't do that. You're going to hurt yourself. So this is what it's like with children. Anyway, 2 out of the 3. That's why I have this on constant. And my husband and I have killed, so far this year, 2 coffee makers. May this one live long and prosper. But anyway, so last video was my first one. And I'm still learning. And audio was something that I was told needs love. So thank you for letting me know. Hopefully, please stop. Hopefully, this one will be a lot better.
Am I unicorn?
Am I going to be the unicorn now?
Yeah. No.
All right, I'm the llama corn now. I rock it. I am going to be making gluten, egg, tree nut, peanut, dairy, soy. That's a lot of words. Free lemon brownies. And just because they're free of all those things doesn't mean that they're actually free of flavor. So feel free to stick around. I am more than happy to show you the substitutes that I like to use. And there's so many different types of substitutes out there. You just have to have an open mind and a willingness to try new things. What are you doing?
I'm still hungry.
You're hungry? Okay. Well, I'm going to pause the video and feed my llama corn real quick. And then hopefully that will distract her long enough so that way I can get my egg replacer started and start zesting some lemons. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, llama corn is contained. She has a massive container of applesauce. But my son, who actually has the food allergies,
Eggs, tree nuts, and peanuts.
it happens.
But not almonds.
Yeah, he passed an almond challenge.
I was juggling with.
Yeah, let's stop handling this. And you touched your hair, so go wash your hands. Thank you.
What cats?
Yeah, that's what cats do. Now stop it. Okay, so first thing I'm going to use as an egg substitute this time around, I am for this one using ground flaxseed. You can use regular flaxseed, but I find that ground flaxseed tends to absorb better and is a lot easier to kind of blend in your ingredients. And the ratio just for one replacer of that is 3 tablespoons of hot water with 2.5 teaspoons of ground flaxseed. You mix your 3 tablespoons of hot water with your 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed, and you let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. After that, it will look something like this. So, excuse me, son, you're about to get hip checked.
Excuse me.
Let's see here. I'll use this. So, it'll kind of have like a viscous or gelatinous, excuse me, a gelatinous, I know words, I just don't always use the words correctly, but a gelatinous kind of texture. This recipe calls for 2 eggs. So that means I needed 6 tablespoons of hot water, and I know math, 5 teaspoons of, oh my goodness, 5 teaspoons of ground flaxseed, or 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon of ground flaxseed.
We're going to have a bigger house.
Lord willing, one day. We'll see. Anyway, back to this. So I just let it sit for about 10 minutes and set it aside. Excuse me, guys. Okay, so next up, we are going to need to zest 1 lemon. Make sure that your lemon is clean on the outside, and you're going to use your handy dandy shredder. You want the side that has like this, and you're just going to do 1 full lemon. I like to try and have everything measured out and ready. Doesn't mean that it's always going to work out that way. In fact, there's been plenty of times where I think I have everything and I measure as I go, and then it's like I'm in the middle of a recipe and I'm like, oh no, I'm out of flour or chocolate chips. And there's been times where I've had to pause what I'm doing to go to the grocery store like a crazy lady and get my stuff. Or that recipe just doesn't get made, and then I MacGyver it, and then it becomes a completely different recipe. It happens. It's all good. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. So the recipe calls to zest 1 lemon. And as you can see, bang it down. Got some in here.
Mama, I just don't let me in.
Oh, that sucks. So while that's there, I'll just use my butter knife here because it will slice through a lemon. Don't need to dirty another dish because I hate doing dishes, but I dig deep and suck it up. But while that's happening, I'm going to cream my vegan butter.
No.
Okay, where is...
Let me get food.
Excuse me. This is what happens when I don't actually grab everything I need right when I need it. Excuse me.
Let me go food.
I still need this. Thank you. Going to cream my butter. Here. Go on. Do you want the other one?
Yeah, I want the other one.
Okay. Over here. My kids love lemons, just like me. And we'll eat it like it's orange or whatever, not fair.
I'd rather eat a lemon than an orange.
You'd rather eat a lemon than an orange? Did you know that like in Mexico there's actual lemons that are sweeter than oranges, and they also have oranges that are more sour than lemons? Yeah.
I'll go to Mexico for that.
You'd go to Mexico for that?
I'll get an orange in Mexico.
Yeah. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the zest of my lemon, but I'm going to save my grater, set it aside because I'm going to need it again to zest. It says zest half a lemon for the icing, but I do what I want, and I'm going to zest the whole lemon and I'm going to throw it in there because I like lemon flavor. Please stop doing that, son. Also, I'm going to go ahead and add my sugar so that way I can cream my my butter. Yep, this is my sugar. We like Star Wars and Star Trek and all that fun jazz, so my little snacky things. So I got that going. Like 1 tablespoon of lemon, but I add 2. So I'm gonna pour this over my plate because I have seeds in here and I just don't want them to accidentally get into the mix. Case in point, in case you can't hear me, I pour it over my plate because there's seeds in here. And case in point, I don't want seeds to accidentally get into the mix, and that's not very tasty. So 1 Mississippi and 2 Mississippi. And I'm going to add some vanilla because that's what I like to do. And I'm going to mix that up. I'm going to squish it all down just a split minute. Squishy, squishy, squishy. So far, got that going for us. I'm going to add my egg replacer, which is the lovely viscousness, viscosity. And flax egg has splattered everywhere on this. flaxseed has like a lot of nutritious properties. So, and you can, if you can't have flax seed, it's not the end of the world. There's other different types of egg substitutes that you can have out there, and it still be a pretty tasty treat. For example, some people like to use chia seeds. If you don't have a dairy, because apparently that's how you're going to talk. If you don't have a dairy issue, you can use cream cheese, depending on the recipe. You can use sour cream. You can use buttermilk. I mean, depending on what you're making, there's so many things that you can do. Soy, like soft soy tofu. Yeah. So now I'm going to mix this until it blends together. So let's see here. I've added my sugar, lemon, eggs, vanilla, lemon juice. Now I'm going to add my flour. And I also need to add a little bit of baking powder. So I forgot to grab my baking powder. Excuse me. I'm back. I forgot my baking powder. I'm smooth like that. So I need to add half a teaspoon of baking powder. So this is a fourth. And then add my other little guy. And you just gotta, so it's really important to read your labels. Something as simple as baking powder can have cornstarch in it. And if you have a corn allergy, that's an issue. So make sure you read your labels. There are different types of baking powders out there that don't have cornstarch. So it is possible. And also powdered sugar is another one that you should look out for. If you have a corn allergy, cornstarch again is a common thing to have in powdered sugar as well. So, just things to be mindful about. And thankfully there are companies out there that make that make baking powder and powdered sugar that without cornstarch. I like to make my own brown sugar, and I like to make powdered sugar as well. So, not hard, sometimes time consuming, but worth it. Anyway, now I'm going to stop rambling, drop things in the sink, and I'm going to add 3/4 cup of my 1-to-1 gluten-free flour. Here's the thing about gluten-free flour. Not all gluten-free flours are made the same. Some you will find work really, really well in one recipe, but then you use that same gluten-free flour and it is sucktastic in another recipe. I like to use, and I'm not sponsored by them in any way, shape, or form, but I like to use Bob's. And I find that the blue bag, I find that one for the most part is pretty good. And it works pretty well, although there are some recipes where I do need to add a little bit more flour or gluten-free flour, more of their flour to the recipe than in other ones. So sometimes you kind of have to play with it. And it also, gluten-free flour, I have noticed, likes moisture. It likes to absorb that. So you may have to increase the amount of moisture that you originally were supposed to have in a recipe. Just something to think about. Anyway, back to this. So now I'm going to add my 3/4 cup, just enough to get it, scrape the edges down. And pop this up. I can smell the lemon. Pretty good. Don't know why I'm doing that. Don't know why. Oh, well, I know why I did that. Whatever. Sometimes I think about repainting this and making my own little style to it. But then I'm like, that's work, and I don't feel like doing it. I got enough on my plate. But then I'm like, it would look really cool. So, I don't know. I go back and forth. Anyway, so I take this off. Like this. Scrape it off. Move this little guy out of the way. Here's my little 8x8 pan. Nothing fancy. Just have some parchment paper in there. I'm going to dump this in there. And then after that, I'm going to pop it in the oven. My preheated oven of 350 degrees. And I'm going to let it bake. Here's the other fun, interesting thing about gluten-free baking. Sometimes, you know, it takes longer than the non-gluten-free. Sometimes it takes longer than the gluten bacon. That doesn't sound right either. Sometimes it takes longer than the other way. So, it's like material trying to process. I'll figure it out. Maybe. We'll see. Probably not, though. Anyway. It's all good. Ain't nothing but a chicken wing. Eventually, I'll figure out technology. Probably not, though. My tech support consists of my husband, my 10-year-old, my 8-year-old, and on some occasions, my 5-year-old. But, to be fair, I taught 3 out of the 4 how to potty, so I think they owe me. Anyway. Kind of spread it in there, and then we stick it in the oven, and we're going to let it bake for, it says with something like this, about 20-25 minutes. But again, with gluten-free baking, I would probably check it at 25 minutes. And when you put the toothpick in, which we'll get back to that at about 25 minutes, if the toothpick is completely clean, then it's ready. If it's kind of got some tackiness to it, put that bad boy back in. I don't know. You do you. That's my kids. They're semi-feral, but I love them. Okay. I will see you after this guy bakes. All right. I ended up having to put it in there for about 30 minutes. So let's see here. Poke it in. And it's clear. There's no little pinky dinks or pieces on here. So I'm just gonna let her cool. Okay, so now that we have our lemon brownies cooling, we're gonna make some icing to kind of drizzle on top. And the recipe says that you're supposed to add like 3/4 cup powdered sugar and like a tablespoon and a half of lemon juice and half a zested lemon. I do what I want. So, with that being said, I have a cup of powdered sugar-ish, and I have a full lemon. I'm gonna add that into here. Nope. So I'm gonna drop that in there. And another reason why we have that there. 2 tablespoons. It'll be fine. I also like to add vanilla extract because I like vanilla extract. I don't know if you noticed. Haha. And I'm gonna whisk it together. I like to use a whisk. And see how this goes. I want it to be a little, I made a mess. I want it to be thick, but not too thick. You know, kind of like a glaze, but not like runny. I mean, when it hits the hit, because I know words and I know how to combine things properly. When it hits the hit of the light of the lemon brownie, when it hits the warmth of the lemon brownie, it's going to absorb in, which I do want that, but I also want it to have a little bit of a glaze on top. So let's see, how does this look? Yes. And you always want to make sure that it tastes okay, so just drop my finger. That's not my finger. Let's see how this goes. Ooh, I like that. One more time. Yeah, you can definitely taste the lemoniness, but it's not like too overpowering. It's like a ooh, you know? Like that would be really good on a lemon pound cake. I could see maybe adding like a little bit more powdered sugar, but other than that, I think it's pretty good. Okay, I'm back. Had to make sure I washed my hands. Also, I went ahead and brought a hot plate. I can touch this without it like scalding me. I debated on putting like a lemon, like a store-bought lemon pie filling on top of this, because most of them have egg in them, but however, there are some that are egg-free. But I don't think I'm going to do that this time around. I think I'm just going to drizzle this on top. So just going to put this on there and let it do its thing. But I'm not going to pour all of this on there, although I really want to. So I'm just seeing how it's pooling right there. So what I could do actually is remove this out of this thing so you could see it better. But I kind of don't want to. I want it to solidify in here. So that way when I do take it out, it looks a lot neater. So guess I'm wrong. I'm going to pour most of this in there. Okay, so I took it out of the pan. It's not very thick, and I kind of did that on purpose. I also added some powdered sugar on top. So now I'm going to slice it open. And yes, I have a big spatula. So, because I want to see how it tastes. Oh, I thought that was parchment paper. It turned out it was the lemon icing. So I'm going to make little squares in theory. So I'm just going to make them a little this way. So hopefully I was able to help with a little bit, answer some questions. Hope you made you laugh a little bit. And it was very scary and intimidating. And if what little knowledge I have learned can help someone else out, I want to do that. And if I can make someone laugh along the way, well, that's awesome. So I can't cut worth a darn, and definitely not a straight line. So I'm gonna take this little corner piece, because corner pieces are amazing, and no one's gonna notice. I mean, they might notice, I don't care. I had to do a taste test. So you can see here that it got absorbed into the thing. And now I'm gonna take a bite. Hey, do you guys want to try this?
Yes. Yes.
You need to have a shirt on.
I only a shirt.
Okay, come here. Yeah, come here. Okay. Hurry up, move with a purpose, kids. Okay, so here's your piece. Did you already put it in your face? No, okay. It looks like I'm gonna have to grab another piece. Okay. All right, Isaac? You wanna come over here? I just got powdered sugar in your sister's hair. My bad. You coming, buddy, or what?
I'm coming.
I'm coming. Okay, hurry up. Hey, where'd you go?
Yep.
Here you go, my dude.
Wait,
I mean, can...
I haven't eaten it.
Okay, I was going to say cheers, but okay.
Cheers.
Okay, ready? Cheers.
This is good.
Cheers. Imaginary cheers. You want half of mine? Yeah. Okay.
No, I don't like it.
Okay. All right, here you go. Cheers.
It's good. This is good.
Mm.
And how long did it take?
30 minutes to bake. And it has like that nice kind of like gooey, but not too gooey. You don't taste like the gluten-free flour, but you can definitely taste like the lemon.
Mama, you make a space. You make a space.
I think next time I'll probably add more lemon. No, I wouldn't.
I'm the one who told you that. I don't need another thing. That's what I do. Not for space.
This is really good. Anyway, I should hide this from my family so I can serve it tomorrow at the thing. Okay, so anyway, I hope that you enjoyed, and thanks for sticking around. I really appreciate it. Hopefully things will get a little bit smoother in my editing and my sound, and my videos won't seem so craptastic. I'm trying to be a little bit better, but you learn, you live, you get loves, whatever. But, you know, don't be afraid to try new things and make something. Hope you have a great day. And thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate that.